So here we have question 8b that came up in 2017, and I'm just after drawing the diagram that they give us in the question, just to save a bit of time so you won't have to. So this is just a diagram that they give us on the paper. So they give you this diagram, and it's just a bit better drawn on the paper than I would have drawn it. So it says, I'm just going to read what it says here. In Galway, the rain falls in the morning on a third of the school days in the year. So this is the random school day in Galway. So R is, I'm just going to write down what each R is, the probability of rain falling. And then it says when it is raining, the probability of heavy traffic is a half. So when it is raining, so this is the probability that it's raining. So so I'm just going to fill in as we go along. So if the probability that it's raining is 1/3, the probability scale goes from 0 to 1. So the probability that it's not raining, I'm just going to write in green pen the answers that I'm putting in. So it's the probability that it's not raining is going to be 2/3. So it says when it is raining, the probability of heavy traffic. So when it is raining, this is when it is raining, the probability of heavy traffic is a half. So when it is not raining, the probability of heavy traffic is a quarter. So basically I'm just going to fill in. So when it's raining, the probability of not having heavy traffic is a half. And when it's not raining, the probability of not having heavy traffic will just be 1 minus a quarter. So it'll be 3/4. And then it says when it is raining and there is heavy traffic. So when it is raining and there is heavy traffic, the probability of being late for school, when it is raining and there is heavy traffic, the probability of being late for school is a half, which I've put in here. So in this situation, the probability of not being late for school would also be a half, because this and this would have to equal 1. And when it is not raining, and there is no heavy traffic, so no heavy traffic, the probability of being late for school, when it's not raining, there's no heavy traffic, the probability of not being late for school is 1/8. The probability of being late for school is 1/8, so the probability of not being late for school will be 1 minus an 8, which will be 7/8. And then in any other situation, the probability of being late for school is 1/5. So there's just one situation. There's just one situation where they haven't given when it is not raining and there is no heavy traffic. So they haven't given us when it is raining and there is so they've written in when it is raining and there is no heavy traffic. So they've written in the probability of being late is 1/5. So here the probability of not being late will be 4/5. And then when it is and then in the last situation they say the probability of being late for school in any other situation is 1/5. So here it's going to be 1/5 of being late, and then 4/5, because they haven't specifically said for this one. And then then it says some of this information is shown in the tree diagram. Write the probabilities associated. So I'm just after filling those probabilities in there. So from the top, so basically if we start here, these two arrows, this and this has to add up to 1. This one and this one has to add up to 1. This one and this one. So the probability of being late plus the probability of being not late will be 1. The probability of it raining plus the probability of it not raining will also be 1. So the probability of something happening or that not happening will be 1. So then it says, on a random school day in Galway, find the probability of being late. So the probability of being late will be if we're late, so we're gonna be dealing with the L's. So the probability of being late, so this is here we're going to be late, here we're going to be late, here we're late, here we're late, and here we're late. So we have to get the probability of being late in this situation. So the probability of being late here will be 1/3 by a half by a half, because it's raining and there's heavy traffic and we're late. So 1/3 by a half by a half, so that's going to be 3/2, which is 6, and then 6/2, which is 1/12. And in this situation we're also late, so it's raining, so which so it's going with a third, and then we're going with a half, and then we're going with a fifth. So a third by a half by a fifth. So that's 3 by 2, which is 6, and then 1 over 30. And then in this situation, it's not raining, so 2 over 3, and then 1 by a quarter here, and then by the probability that we're late. So that's 2 over 3 by a quarter by 1/5, and that's 1 over 30. And then here we're going to have 2 over 3 by 3 over 4 by 1/8, 2 over 3 by 3 over 4 by 1/8, so 2 over 3 by 3 over 4 by 1/8, and that's going to give us a value of 1 over 16. So the probability, so 2 over 3, and then 3 over 4 and 1/8. So that's going to give us 1 over 16. So then what I'm going to do is, so this relate here, and then so we're going to add these together. So it's going to be a half plus 1 over 30 plus 1 over 30 plus 1 over 16. So we're going to add those together. So it's 1 over 12 plus 1 over 30 plus 1 over 30 plus 1 over 16. And we get an answer of 17 over 80. 17 over 80. And if we convert that to a decimal, it's going to be 0.2125. So that's our answer if we're after converting it to a decimal. So that's the probability of us being late for school. So now I'm just going to get to the second part of that question, and the probability on a random school day in Galway. Find the probability that it rained in the morning given that you were late for school. So here we're looking for the probability that it rained in the morning given that we were late for school. That it rained given, so this is going to be conditional, given that you were late for school, given that when the probability you were late for school. So given we're late. So given implies we're going to have conditional probability. So it's the probability that it rained given that we were late for school. Given that we were late for school. So that means it's going to be out of everything, out of the probability that we were late altogether, out of the whole probability that we're late, over the probability of raining and being late, over the probability of raining intersection being late. So we're just after working out the probability of being late, and now we're going to have to work out the probability of it raining and us being late. So if we have a look here, the probability of it raining and us being late will be 1 over 12 plus 130, because in this situation here it hasn't rained. So raining, probability of rain and being late will be 1 over 12 plus 1 over 30. So that's going to be 1 over 12 plus 1 over 30. And then that answer is 7 over 60. So 7 over 60. And then we are going to have to put that over the probability of being late. So it's going to be 7 over 60. And we're just after figuring out the probability of being late is 0.2125. So if we put our 7 over 60, so 7 over 60 over 0.2125, and then we get an answer of 28 over 51, or in decimal 0.5490. And I'm pretty sure that is the last of that section on question on probability. I'll just have a check that there's nothing else, and yeah, that is the last of that question. Thank you.